a lot of people have had is, could those chemicals make their way to Maine?
Yeah, and I've gotten that question quite a bit on Facebook, a couple of emails as well, so we thought we'd take a stab at it. Let me start by saying this is kind of a specialized field, but there is no word from the EPA on whether or not upstream locations would be at risk here. So I took what I know about the atmosphere and applied it to these chemicals. So let's talk about how things move in the atmosphere from west to east generally. And they do that via the jet stream. So what you're looking at there is a map of the United States. In the green and then in the purple color, that's where the jet stream is right now. So it kind of kinks up down through the Great Lakes and then back up into Cape Cod, Massachusetts. So you can see that the jet stream, it generally does travel in this type of orientation, would bring an air mass from Ohio into at least southern New England and parts of Maine. But the reason that I wouldn't be overly concerned about this is because your jet stream level is what you fly a plane at. So usually they try to catch the jet and they can shave time off and be more fuel efficient by flying 30 to 35 up to 38,000 feet. That's where that air mass is located. So in this chart here, that map we just looked at is the very top. So it's one of the highest parts of the atmosphere. So what I'm getting at here is those contaminants, as you could see, were lifting up into the atmosphere. They kept rising, and they reached a certain point of equilibrium that likely was around that 30,000 foot level. At that point, they get picked up by the jet stream, and they could head in our direction. But guys, there's nothing that would make me think that those chemicals would then want to, especially because they were driven by smoke originally, come back down to the surface, to the part of the air that we breathe. And the only thing that could do that, we don't have, which is a very heavy precipitation event, could, in theory, some of that chemical could end up in a cloud, for example. The cloud could be transported with the rain back down to the surface, and we could get some issues with that, but we haven't had any of that. And the jet stream, how quickly it moves, a storm that's in Ohio would be here 24 hours at the latest. So we're looking at under a day of transport. So more or less at this point, it's gone out of here. But again, there's nothing official there. That's just applying what I know about how the atmosphere works, and I wouldn't be overly concerned about it.
Okay. A lot of people asking questions about it, though, so appreciate that. Keith, thanks so much.